Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all well. Let me just turn off my phone. Today is Monday, the 26th, and I think we have an exciting set of information that we're going to be sharing with you. We're going to be talking today about the Mind Mood Kit. We had talked about other kits in the past. We had talked about the immunity kit, and we had also talked about the relief kit over the last 2 weeks. And today we're going to talk about the Mind Mood Kit. And I think that's a really important one. I know that in the email that went out, it said that we might be talking about LLV, but we're going to actually talk about that either next week or the following week. I'm not sure. You know that always on the 1st of November, the first Monday of November, first Monday of every month, actually, we talk about the specials for the month. And this month is no different, and how to use those specials. Depending on how many specials there are, it's sometimes difficult to do a second topic, or it makes sense to just incorporate that topic into whatever else is going on. So everyone says they can hear me loud and clear. That's terrific. Thank you. Sabrina says hi. If you're wondering what's going on over here, it's actually pretty cold today. All my leaves are falling down. It's kind of a rainy day. It's about 10 degrees centigrade, so that's kind of chilly. Don't have my jacket on because it's nice and warm here with the lights and everything, and so I'm staying pretty warm, but it is it is a little bit chilly here. I want to make sure that our participants list, let's see if I can get that to open over here. Whoops, no, I don't think so. I can do that later. So tell me a little bit about yourselves. Are you new? Did you think we were going to be talking about LLV? Did you realize that we were going to be talking about the Mind Mood Kit? Tell me tell me how you're doing today, because I want to hear everything, of course. So first of all, anybody who's new, please say hi. We love to hear from new people, and we always want to hear what's going on with you. How'd you find out? If you're new, how did you find out about this call and what it is? Who told you about it? That's always a great one to find out about. We have, Megan says she's in love with the Mind Mood Kit. And how many of you have gotten the Mind Mood Kit already? Were you able to get one maybe through convention? Were you able to finagle one through a friend? Let me know. So, XCamK says, hi, Elena and everyone, I'm new. And Teo says, hi, new here. I am Hui Min, saw the Zoom in the member shop. Oh, okay, terrific. And a couple of people, Megan says she got one through convention. Shally says, love the Mind and Mood Kit as well. And Yi says, I like peace, haha. Yeah, I like peace too. And I think the Mind Mood Kits, I don't know if you know, but one of the months you actually get a piece. So you'll see that. YT Chong says, hi, I'm new here. Welcome. So happy that you're here. So happy that you got on the call. Richard says, also new, interested in the Mind Kit. Danielle says, I got 2. They're a great deal. 1 through convention and 1 ordered. And Albert says, I want LLV. I promise, Albert, we will get to it. I really do. I didn't forget. I just had to switch things up because, I always try to do things in some sort of an order. And this was the 3rd part of 3, right? And XCamK says, I just joined doTERRA about 2 weeks ago. And XCamK, if you don't want me to call you that, just tell me in the chat what you prefer to be called. I always like to call out new people. I want to make sure that they know that we know that they're here and we love them. And we always want to, of course, admit new people and have them chit-chatting with us. So that's a really exciting thing. So I'm actually going to get started. Norcia says, hi, I'm new and my team lead introduced her here and I like LLV. It helps her with her overall health. Okay, that's wonderful. And thank you. Actually, now Sina is XCamK, so that'll be terrific. We'll be able to communicate a little bit better. We're talking about the Mind Mood Kit today. We're also going to talk a little bit about Halloween. So I want to just ask you, let me share my screen and then I'll ask you a couple of questions. Everybody can see my screen? I hope so. I want to make sure we can see I want to see the Mind Mood Kit, the participating. Yeah, this is what I want. Yeah. I have the chat there and I don't know where the here's the participants. Here we go. Having a little bit of difficulty seeing all the participants. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is the problem with not having the password. With not having the password, can't always see the participants, and that's why we have to move this. There we go. Now I got it. Okay, I'm trying to run two or three things simultaneously, and want to make sure that everybody gets on who wants to be on. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the next week or so. As I said to you already, today is the 26th, and next Saturday is Halloween. And I know for some of you, Halloween is a big deal. For others of you, you really couldn't care less. You really, who cares about Halloween? A couple of you are, I know, avid Halloween people. It's okay. If you like Halloween, if you don't like Halloween, if you're celebrating, let me know in the chat. Azra says, I'm a new member. Hi, Azra. Welcome. So happy that you're here and that you joined us today. Tell me where you're located. Are you in Singapore or perhaps in Malaysia? We're really glad always when new people are on the call on Mondays. So we're talking about, as I said, Mind Mood Kit and Halloween a little bit. Halloween, maybe not so much, but it's always interesting to find out who's celebrating. Diane says, we don't have Halloween in Indonesia. That's probably a good thing. And for those of you who've been with me for a couple of years know that in general, I'm not a big Halloween person. I put up a few fall decorations. When my kids were little, we would of course dress up. I personally was never a person to dress up, but my kids like to dress up and they had little Halloween parades at school. And now I feel like, but I will tell you later on why Halloween is kind of a big deal and what we're going to do about it this year. Azra says, from Singapore, welcome. I've been to your country and I hope that very soon I'll be back there again, hopefully in the spring, and I'll be able to meet you face to face. Christy says, I like Halloween and fall. I love fall, but not so sure about Halloween. So let's talk a little bit about fall and Halloween. So let's jump into some of our real talk. This is actually a view, I believe, of the lake right near my house. We have a lake not far from my house, and the leaves are kind of changing. It's a beautiful time of year, as you can see, and every day the view is a little bit different. So it's kind of nice to look out the window. Today, because it's raining, we're having almost like a rain of leaves, which is sort of nice. You know, you'll open up the window or walk outside and the leaves are just kind of raining down on you. It's really fun. I went to visit with a friend yesterday or the day before, and as I pulled up to their house, I rolled down the window of my car to say hi, and all the leaves were raining down and they were kind of fluttering down into my car. It was really sweet. I love that. I love the change of seasons. As I'm talking to my daughter on the phone, many of you know my daughter's in a university in Texas, where there really is not a big change of season. She's actually kind of feeling sad that she can't put on her full clothes and that it's not crisp and cool and she doesn't see the leaves changing, but she'll be here soon enough. So I'm less worried about her. What did I tell her? I told her, put on her Adaptiv, because that's going to help her, I know. And we're going to see in the next I think she'll be home in the next 2 weeks. My gosh, it's so fast. So we know that life throws us a lot of twists and turns, kind of like the leaves twisting and turning as they come down out of the trees, sometimes daily, and even stuff we expected from life, right, can become overwhelming and demanding. I think especially in this year in the pandemic, there are a lot of demands on us. We're trying to negotiate what's the best way to do certain things. We have friends that are nervous. We have maybe family members that are nervous. We ourselves may be feeling uncertainty or questioning what's the best way to proceed. I'm going to use Halloween as an example. So what does Halloween in a pandemic look like? And the real answer is, I don't know. So is it a small socially? So I'm going to give you a chance to vote. You're going to vote A, B, or C. Okay? A, B, or C. So is it a small socially distanced get together? Is it B, a trunk or treat at your child's school? And if you don't know what a trunk or treat is, then don't vote for that one. Or is it C, trick or treating in your all over your neighborhood, just like you would do otherwise? Hey, it's a Saturday, why not? Or maybe D, none of the above. So is it A, B, C, or D? small socially distanced gathering, trunk or treat at your kid's school, all over the neighborhood, just like usual, or D, none of the above. You got to let me know. Okay, so, oh, Brenda says C, Megan says C, Teresa says D, Apro Diane says A, so we got a couple of A's, so small socially distance. Interesting, a lot of A's. Lynette says A, Catherine says A, Kamsina says A, Ellen says D, Saw Kim says A, Betty says having Halloween with small group of friends, start 7 a.m., start till late and go food huntings. Oh, that's an interesting thing to do. Sounds cool. Lydia says just with the kids until we have a high case of COVID here. Okay, A. Okay, Albert says D and Richard says A. So I'm going to wait for a couple of others of you. What are you saying? A, B, C, or D? What are you thinking about Halloween this year? Remember, it's a pandemic year. I don't know. I'm not sure what the answer is. I would almost say it's, I would say yes. So let's keep going and then we'll answer the question in a little while as people keep. Sulin says A, Sally Ho says D, Shally says D. So let's see what we have. And I'm not going to add up the numbers, but I'm sort of getting a glimpse between an A and a D, which is interesting. So I know you can feel worried about every little decision, right? Even a decision as small as what does Halloween look like this year? And maybe have you ever wondered how your relationships are affected? Because just like you're worrying, maybe the people that you love are also worrying, or they're watching you worry, right? So we've all been there, and there's that scary part, and I don't mean Halloween scary, right? Because Halloween sometimes can be scary. If you're really equipped, if you feel like you're equipped to cope if nothing changes, right? We're sort of waiting for something to change. We're waiting for that next step, that opening up, that, COVID going away, something happening that's really going to just whoosh, blow away these winds of faith over, yes, Brenda says, thank you, Brenda. I don't know if you all can see the chat, but Brenda says, faith over fear for me. By the way, I'm a first timer on here. Brenda, thank you so much for being here. And thanks for saying that, because that's the way I feel too. We want to have faith over fear. That's beautiful. So we don't know exactly how it feels in Halloween, but we do know we can be sympathetic to other people, how they're feeling, what they're involved in. On Saturday night, I actually had two friends over. My husband and I had two friends over for dinner, and they are both doctors. And I realized that they are, both of them are on the front lines of what's going on in our world right now. The woman is a pediatrician and the man is an anesthesiologist. So they are very involved in hospital settings and in clinics and so on. So they're seeing real life patients on a regular basis and have been throughout the entire pandemic. And their viewpoint perhaps is a little bit different than what mine is, where I have the luxury, if you will, to kind of stay in my house if I wish, or to go out as I please. I'm not on the front line. So everybody's in a little bit of a different position, and we're trying to be mindful of everybody else's feelings and where their heart is, right? I should say, though, both of them are essential oil users, so that's a really good thing. And I know their kids too. Their kids are all college students or graduate students, and they are also all essential oil users. So I want to believe that their use of essential oils actually is helping them to stay calm. They also have a lot of faith, Brenda, so that's a good thing. So that using their faith over fear. So I want to believe that you don't have to be held back, that there are things that you can do to make you feel loved and make you feel like the people around you are loved. We don't want to be held back by the daily ups and downs of life, right? And if you are being held back or you feel like you're suffering, you don't need to suffer in silence. So that's why I like the new Mind Mood Wellness Program. So as you know, it is a 3-month program. You're going to receive a different kit every month. You're provided with a set of products that have been carefully selected by doctors, scientists, scientists, researchers who have decades of experience using essential oils and natural products to help manage the demands of life. And everything is in a cute reusable bag, which you're going to see in a minute. We're going to talk about it at the end. It's designed to help you, your mind and mood unwind, if you will, and contains powerful tools you can use to create an uplifting environment that helps you feel centered no matter what life throws your way. And I feel like, my goodness, I feel like, I don't know what, a pitcher on a baseball mound. Every second something's being thrown my way. Just this weekend, I was talking to my kids on the phone, and my son said, oh, by the way, Mom, they changed the date again for when I'm going to go back to school after the holiday break. It looks like it's going to be after holidays, but we're going to have courses and work to do before we go back. So it's going to be a little bit more juggling before we get everybody kind of established, and we're all kind of praying and keeping our fingers crossed that we get through this winter season with, you know, a minimum amount of cases, and that we are able to kind of move not only our country, right, because our country needs to get through this, but really our world through this unprecedented time. So I feel like the Mind and Mood Wellness Program is perfect for now. And one of the reasons I want to believe that doTERRA even created it or presented it or decided to release it is because of what we're going through. So you're going to get these wellness problems, and many of you are on LRP already. So if you're on LRP, let me know in the chat. I'm on LRP, or maybe I'm not on LRP. Either one is okay, but I want to hear from you in the chat. Me, I've been on LRP for years and years, and part of the reason is I have certain products that I just love and I use them all the time. I want to make sure that they're always coming to my front door. I don't ever want to run out of the things that I use on a daily basis, because that would just, it would be stinky, right? Okay, so I'm hearing from everybody. They're on LRP. Teresa and Sally and Albert says LRP definitely. And Sarima says on LRP, regular order. Yenling says LRP 2, Shally on LRP. So we got a lot of people. Ben, hey Ben, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. On LRP all the time. Danielle says on LRP, way to go. Okay, that's great. So Envy says yes. LRP is the smartest way to order. And Norcia says new, but expecting on LRP next month. That's terrific. Oh, Xiang Li says LRP close to first anniversary. Congratulations. Happy anniversary on being an LRP. Saw Kim says on LRP. Olivia says LRP, of course. Ben says, I am back and laughing. That's great. And Leilang says, yes, on LRP. So that's what I always want to hear. I want to hear. And if you're not on LRP, you know what? It's okay. There's plenty of time. But I want to suggest to you that this might be a great time for you to begin, because we've got a lot of different things on our plates, right? We're going into a busy holiday season. If you, I know some of you may be in India, it is the holiday season. I know that the Festival of Lights is coming soon. And so you're going to have a lot of festivities. I was just talking to one of my assistants who's in Mumbai, and she was saying, yes, there's a lot going on. Her parents actually own a jewelry store, and she said there's a lot of people coming in and buying for the holidays and buying for gifts, so it's an exciting time. Betty says LRP is awesome to collect my free goodies and product of the month. Yes, of course. So if you are on LRP at over 125 PV before the 15th of the month, every month you can get a free product, a free goodie, if you will, directly from doTERRA. And I don't pick it, they pick it, but it's usually something that's very timely and that you can use. So let's get back to the kit for half a second. Sometimes your mind and mood will need help unwinding. And these collections that we're going to talk about in a minute contain powerful tools you can use to create an uplifting environment that helps you feel centered no matter what life throws your way. So let's look a little bit, let's look at, we want to look at month 1, first of all, right? Oh, Amanda says, LRP all the time, the smartest way to get all my monthly supplies. And Pushpa says, DBP Copaiba capsules and turmeric, not LRP. Okay, that's good. I think that whatever it is that you have on your LRP, it's all good. I would say make sure that whatever it is your favorite product, that you have it on there, that it's in your cart, because I'm sure you've been noticing that there have been some out of stocks. There have been some limitations on what you can buy. So if it's something you use all the time, you want to make sure that it's in your cart and ready to go. So let's talk a little bit about mind mood. So whether you're taking the products internally, you're applying them to the outside of your body, or you're using them around your home, because you're going to see a little bit of each. You're going to see countless benefits from making natural products part of your daily life. And in fact, using your products every day is the most effective way to maximize your benefits. So what I don't want you to do is kind of fall in a slump and then take something and then get out and then wait again and then fall in a slump and then take something and then get out. We want to try to maintain a homeostasis, an even plate, right? Or an even playing field, if you will, so that you're continuously feeling supported. You're feeling like your mind and mood is uplifted. I think I've said to you before, for me, sometimes the end of the day, that 5 o'clock hour is just, that is the toughest. I've been working all day. I've kind of shut down my computer. I clean up my office a little bit. I know you can't see my office, but the majority of my office is to the left and actually behind the screen. What you see behind me is just a little kind of a slice of my office. And I get to 5 o'clock and I'm tired, and then I have to make dinner, and then I have to figure out different things that I haven't done yet for the day. And I could really use the mind and mood kit. So there's a couple of cool things in the mind and mood kit that I think you're going to like. Number one are the Adaptiv Capsules and the Balance. Those are super cool. The Adaptiv Capsules and the Adaptiv Roll-On, and this interesting natural deodorant. Now you could say to yourself, deodorant in the mind mood kit, how does this fit? But we all know that our glands are very porous, and that whatever we put on them is more likely to be absorbed quickly. So our glands for our body are, of course, on our neck, they're under our arms, they're in the groin. These areas are really our command center, if you will, for our immunity and for our sense of just mind and mood wellness, right? And so if you're putting something maybe that has some toxins on it or in it, on those, directly on those glandular areas, you're more likely to have them be absorbed quickly into your body. And so that's why making the choice to use a natural deodorant is so important, and why this natural deodorant was included in the kit. It is a small size deodorant. I think the idea with all of the kits is that it would, they would be small things that could fit easily into the pouch. The concept is that there are 3 pouches that support 3 different things. And if you need something, you're just pulling out the pouch. They're color coded. Now, I know that outside of the US, you can't get the kits, you can't get the pouches, and we're going to talk about that. So don't despair if you're thinking, why is she talking about this so much? I'm talking about it because it's a 90-day plan. And when we talk about 90-day plans, we're talking about mind, mood, wellness over the next 90 days. And I think that the next 90 days are going to be critical, because there's going to be a lot of things that are going on. Okay, so we've got a couple more comments. Betty says, LRP to regular stock up on my facial and hair products. And Kamsina says, since I'm new, I'll start my LRP next month. I'm so excited. That's great. You have to let us know what you put in there. And don't forget to get the 125 PV before the 15th, so you get your free goodie, right? Catherine says, second month on my LRP, but going for 200 PV, as is like receiving early Christmas present from Santa with all the offers. Yes, you're absolutely right. I placed an order for someone the other day, a lady, an elderly lady, and she said, oh, would you place my order for me? And at the end, in popped all these free products. And I thought, this is amazing. She gets all these things for free. So that was really cool. I sometimes forget, because I place my own order early in the month and I just kind of throw things in there. But this was kind of the reminder, if you will, the wake up call that, wow, we get a lot of free stuff. And Megan says she loves the Adaptiv Capsules and she sleeps like a baby at night. That's great. Now, many of you may not have certain products available yet, but you are going to have, you may have the may not have the Adaptiv Capsules, but you may have the Adaptiv roll-on, and maybe you don't have the roll-on, but you have the essential oil. So I'm going to challenge, and you all have balance. No matter what market you're in, you have balance. So I'm going to challenge you to put together your own mind mood kit and maybe your own mind mood LRP, and I have a recommendation for that at the end. Okay, so let's look at number 2. I want you to also remember that a healthy body is dependent on a healthy mind. Stress and lack of sleep can impede the body's natural processes, resulting in various ailments and disease. So our mind is really kind of our control center. We want to make sure that we're getting that back into alignment. I don't know about you all, but I've been trying to really read, listen to, and be exposed to as much positive information. For me, it has a lot to do with spiritual reading as possible, because we're just bombarded on a daily, I don't know, it's a daily event. You turn on your TV or you look on your social media, it's kind of the blah, blah, blah of negative, negative, negative. And I've actually removed certain social media apps from my phone because I felt like it was just, I was punishing myself, and that's something I didn't want to do. And I did notice that as I did that, my mood lifted. So interesting. If you're a person who in general is constantly stuck to your phone and constantly stuck to social media, I'm going to challenge you to really maybe set limits for yourself, because I think it's important. Being on here live, I think, can be good because we can interact a little bit, and we see each other's faces, right? We can interact, we can talk in the chat. And look, if you ever want to raise your hand and you want to ask me something privately, you absolutely can. You can also contact me. You know that there's a lot of different, whoops, that's interesting. Okay. That wasn't supposed to ring either because my phone is off. If you want to contact me, you know you always can, that I'm around, right? Through different mediums, and people contact me all the time. So let's look at month number 2. In month number 2, you're going to get an interesting mix of things. You're going to get the Adaptiv Calming Blend. First month, you got the capsules and the roll-on. You're also going to get a wild orange, right? Uplifting, mood uplifter. You're going to get lavender touch, which is great for you to carry around with you for soothing, for calming. You're going to get black spruce. That's the black spruce is your grounding element there. So your black spruce is very much like your balance in your first month. You can apply it to your feet. I'd love to see you putting the black spruce and the wild orange in a diffuser and diffusing. And then your exclusive gifts are bath salts. So if you're not a bath person, well, wait, let's talk to the bath people first. If you're bath people, this is like a really cool gift. You can take the whole thing if you wish, and kind of put as many drops or whatever mixture you want, shake it up and leave it in a certain sense. If you're the type of person who says, well, today I want this, but maybe tomorrow I want something else, pour a little bath salts into your hand or into a little cup if you want, put your essential oils there, and then throw it into your bath water underneath the running water. If you're not a bath person, you say, this is kind of a weird gift. I know some of the guys are probably like, bath salts, I'm never going to use that. You can absolutely put the bath salts in your hand when you're taking a shower, and then use it kind of as a scrub. You can apply them to the soles of your feet or maybe your elbows or your knees, wherever you're feeling, and you're still going to get that wonderful absorption. 2 reasons. Number 1 is salt is a fabulous way for the body to absorb essential oils. And that scrubbing effect is going to help for the absorption of essential oils. You can also give the salts away to a favorite person or favorite friend who loves bath salts, in case you don't. So there's always something for everyone. Yes, Teresa, you could also put some oil in it and use it as a scrub. Bath salt is good for soaking the feet detox. Yes, Betty. Thank you. That's a great, and she says, hey, which I love. You can make a little basin, soak your feet in there. Talk about relaxing and drawing out toxins. That's a wonderful thing to do. I have to say, I cannot remember the last time I did a good foot soak or detox. It's embarrassing. It's literally embarrassing, but I do take baths. So maybe that kind of counts. I'm usually a shower person, but I would say at least once a week, I take a really good soaking bath with essential oils and bath salts or Epsom salts. So maybe it's the same, maybe it's not. I know that Teresa would probably tell me it's not the same. And our friend Karen, who does a lot of foot detoxes, would probably say the same thing. So yeah, if you're a foot detox person, so let me know, have you done a foot detox? Have you not done a foot detox? Let me know in the chat. Also, what do you think of the bath salts? Good idea, not such a good idea. And if you don't have bath salts, have you used Epsom salts? And for those of you who don't know about Epsom salts, I'm going to spell them. I don't think it's an American product. Epsom. There we go. I typed it in the chat for you. If you're interested in looking that up, they're inexpensive and you can find them all over the place. Teresa says, love the bath salts, wish my tub was deeper. Yeah. Elena, your slides are not full screen. Really? That's interesting. Well, I have them on play, so I don't know why I'm getting a partial screen. I'm sorry about that. No, is full screen. I think, Angie, it might be you. So thank you, Megan. Thanks for mentioning that. Let's talk about Epsom salts for 2 more seconds, and then we're going to move on. Epsom salts are one of those products that you can use to actually draw toxins out of the body and also to relax the body. So it's a combination of things. If you've been exposed to a lot of toxins, or maybe you think somebody in your family has, it's a way of you to kind of draw out any materials that are less than natural from your body. And then the other thing it kind of relaxes the muscles. So if you're a person who likes to exercise, Epsom salts can be correct. It can be wonderful. Olivia says she uses Epsom salts for her kids. And Shally says, I use Epsom salt for my girl when she has a fever. Yes, that's another wonderful way to use it. So let's look at month number 3. And here we go quickly. What do we get in month number 3? So we're going to get those 2 terrific sprays. We're going to get the Serenity spray and the Adaptiv spray. And as you know, the Adaptiv spray, these are both linen mists. They are being offered as part of our holiday kit, but they're also going to be in this kit. You're going to get the cedar with the 15 milliliter cedar wood, the citrus bliss, and again, a lavender. This time you're going to get it as a 15 milliliter, and you're going to get the Balance Touch roll on, which is kind of cool. That's something that came out last year as part of our Christmas specials. And then finally, the exclusive gift is the mini body butter. Again, with the mini body butter, you can pour your oils in there and mix it up, or you can do it in your hand each day. I love the body butters. I use them all the time, year round. I tend to have skin that's fairly dry, even though I drink a lot of water and I apply a lot of different sorts of moisturizers. My skin in general just tends to be dry. So I have to watch and see what I can do to always moisturize my skin. For me, that's the doTERRA body butter. Okay, so those, I explained to you the 3 kits. Now let's say you can't get the kits. I have to actually shut off this watch because it is being too loud. Excuse me, everybody. Let me put that, there we go. Now it shouldn't keep dinging. Let's say you can't get the kits. You've been looking at these kits kind of longingly and you're thinking, what am I going to do? And I can't do this. doTERRA had come out with a set about, I want to say 6 months ago, and they recommended the set for us to stay calm and to sleep well. And when I looked at the products that were in that kit, almost everything are products that are available in your market, no matter where you are, whether you're in Singapore or Malaysia or the Philippines or Vietnam. These are products that are available again and again and again. And I looked through some of your online sites to make sure, because what I didn't want to do is recommend another thing and then you say, Elena's out of touch, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay, so let's look at this group of products. And to the somebody's sweet young child, I think, is scribbling on the page. So if you could ask them not to scribble, that would be great, or take away the scribbles. I have to say, in general, I love the scribbles because I think they're really sweet, and I'm so happy that we have kids on here with us. Sometimes it gets a little hard to see though, but right now we're doing okay. So this was called the Calm and Harmony Kit. And as you can see, it had things in it like Wild Orange, Balance, Serenity, Peace Roll-On, Petitgrain, Serenity Capsules, cedarwood, and lavender. And I have to say, these are the OG oils for serenity and calm. The only thing I might add in here would be perhaps elevation. But when we're talking about just calming and removing the stress, these are the products that you want to think of again and again and again. And if you want to add something into your cart and keep it in your cart because you tend to be a person who experiences a lot of stress, these are the products that I would be adding. So take a screenshot of these. You can always recommend them to someone. If you don't happen to have an app, you'll have a photo on your in your photos. You can mark it as a favorite. And if somebody says, I'm super stressed out, I don't sleep that well, I'm not that calm, you can show them this photo and say to them, look, these are the products that I love. This is from the original Calm and Harmony kit from doTERRA. And this was, it's still on the US website as an LRP. So I think if you are outside of the US, you can't order that particular kit, but you could put this kit together yourself. It's not hard to do. And as I said, all of these are available. The one thing I do want you to remember is the Serenity and the Serenity Capsules are not the same thing. So the Serenity, you're going to apply only topically or diffuse it. And the Serenity Capsules are meant to be taken internally. Do not put Serenity in your own gel cap. That's not a good idea. Okay. Betty says, that's a butter, good to apply with balance at the leg and feet, then sleep with it. That's a great idea. Any sort of unscented body butter, if you can't get your hands on the doTERRA body butter, can be wonderful mixing with essential oils. Of course, you can use your fractionated coconut oil for any sort of massage, but sometimes it's nice to have variety. Have you tried perhaps the hand lotion or another emollient base for mixing your essential oils? So let's go back to our quiz before with about Halloween. So we got a lot of different answers, A, B, C, and D. I would say my answer is D, all of the above. So what's really going on? And we're going to talk about that also in one more minute. I think that everybody's kind of navigating Halloween and all the holidays up ahead in a new way. I want to suggest to you something though. When we think about doing something, we want to think about doing that thing in love. So for me, I would ordinarily have a big Halloween, not a party per se, but we live on a very flat street. And it's a short street, and we usually get tons of trick-or-treaters. I would some years get as many as 100 trick-or-treaters. I know that sounds like a crazy number. We've had years we would run out of candy and had to shut off the lights because we literally had nothing else to give people. We would have had to give them, I don't know, slices of bread or handfuls of pasta. There was nothing to give in the house anymore. And I don't think we're going to get that many trick-or-treaters this year, but I want you to, when you're making decisions about what to do or what not to do, I want you to think about it in love. So here's some advice from Kevin Majors, and I've talked to you about Kevin Majors a little bit over the last couple of weeks. He is a medical doctor and a professor at Harvard Medical School and founder of Optimal Work. And I've talked to you a little bit about Optimal Work and how it helps me to kind of stay on track and to focus my mind in short periods of time where I might see a lot of distractions right now, or a lot of telephone ringing, or people just contacting me on a regular basis. I try to do what he calls a golden hour, which is where, and many of you call deep work, where I basically sit down and concentrate and set boundaries for myself. And that has helped me to really concentrate and move forward. And he talks about how to approach decisions, really to approach the many decisions we're facing in life, especially the hard ones, and the work that's required, right? So he says, and I'm reading this to you because it's a quote, think of the task you're about to start or the decision you need to make. The most important thing is not to just get it done. That's an empty motive and ultimately serves fear. It's really the fear of failure that drives you when you aim only to get things done. And I've been guilty of that. I'm one of the first person who's like, get it done, get it done, done it done, check it off, check it off, check it off, right? So what he says is when our motives come from love, We want to do the work and we naturally want to do it well. Love gives us meaning and it also gives us mastery. Having a spirit of service in our work will lead us to continually improve how we do it. When we get the why right, everything else lines up. So what do you think of what Dr. Kevin Major says? Does it make sense to try to do our work in love as opposed to just checking it off and getting it done? Brenda says quality over quantity, do all things in love. Yes, Brenda, I totally agree with you. And that advice from Kevin Majors, I think is really good one. You can look him up online or you can look up optimal work. His advice is really sound. And I think for all of us as leaders and as people who are passing the good news about just good health is so important for us to keep in mind that when we approach another person, we're approaching them, you know, in love and service. Wow. So someone's adding a big, who is this? Teresa says, a do-it-yourself body butter recipe. Wow. This homemade body butter is soft and white, almost like a cloud. It's nourishing and will leave your skin feeling super soft. Okay. So we've got a homemade body butter recipe in the chat, and we can add that later on. And Danielle says, when it comes from love, it is genuine. It just feels better to care. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Danielle. You're right about that. So regarding Halloween, right? So if I think about Halloween in love, because I was thinking at one point, I'm not even gonna get any candy. I'm just gonna shut off my lights and I'm gonna pretend I'm not even home. Okay, so that's not in love, right? I know I have to get the candy ready, right? In most years, like I said, I get throngs of kids because we live on this flat street and parents and kids love it. And what happens if they don't come? It's okay. I can donate what's remaining or save it for a rainy day. When candy is the best answer, I can always stick it in my freezer. There's a lot of things I can do with the candy. I'm just don't want to eat all the candy at the same time, me alone, right? But I think it's a good idea to kind of get the candy, have it ready. And if the kids are here, I think it's going to be a great Halloween for them. I actually said to my husband, should I get candy or don't get candy? And he said, you know what? Get it. Some kids will come. Don't worry. And so for all of you that are celebrating or you're not celebrating, but maybe it makes you think about how can we react to other people, reacting to them in love. Happy Halloween to you and to everyone. And Lydia says, maybe I should send my kids there. Yeah, if you can, we'd love to have you. The more, the merrier. I always feel like the years where we've had 100 kids, it's actually a ton of fun. All the little ones come, the big ones come, the teenagers come at the end and, you know, make loud noises and all have scary masks on. It's really sweet and a lot of fun. And we've enjoyed it because over 20 years of living in this house, we've seen kind of generations of kids kind of start as little babies coming and then all the way up through teens and beyond. And then sometimes we can actually see the older kids bringing the little ones with them. So it's really sweet. It's a great thing to see. And I feel really blessed to live in this neighborhood where people feel safe and they can, you know, roam through the neighborhoods on Halloween night and they feel good ringing my doorbell. Maybe they know I'm going to give them a lot of candy, which is why they keep going back year after year, which is awfully fun. So on that note, I want to say, as always, thank you to our Presidential Diamond team. You are just amazing. I'm so happy that you're here. And I have to say, every Monday morning when I wake up, I think, I'm going to talk to the team today. It's so good. And I hope you feel the same way when you get on here, that you feel like this is a great place to be and you just want to join up and be with us and chit chat and sit and talk in the chat and find out more things. As you know, the ideas expressed in this presentation are primarily from the book Essential Oils Healthcare for Today, a beginner's guide. It is the LRP plan. So if you're looking for different LRPs, you know that 90-day plans are really the key to the ball game in terms of getting and staying healthy. doTERRA's come out with 3, but this is a book with 50 90-day plans, and it's actually on special now at AromaTools. So if you're interested, go to aromatools.com. You will find an amazing special there. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I think the book is actually on special through the end of the year for $9.99, which is just like a crazy special. They've never done this before. We sort of talked to them and said, this is the time, we have to do it. And if you're on social media, you might actually see me talking on the AromaTools page on Facebook about why now. So check it out if you haven't checked it out already, and keep your friends and family in that rotation of using really good products for their health and for the mental and physical health. If you want to follow, we are on all social media platforms, including Instagram. This presentation, if you're seeing it later on, you're on YouTube already, but consider hitting the subscribe button and click the bell so that you can get notifications every week about what it is we're doing, and find out about all our new videos that are coming out. We're presenting every week, twice a week, in English and in Spanish. And so there's never reason for you, I don't know, you're not going to miss anything if you click that bell. Remember, you folks are amazing, and we want to help you preserve your safety and sanity, right? For you and for your family. We're all going to get through this, and you're going to be okay. Thank you for having been here, and have a wonderful week. So I'm going to continue a little bit with the, whoops, we got to stop the share here, right? There we go. Okay. So I can see a couple of you on there that I haven't seen before. Apro Diane, it's great to see your face. Hi. If you, we are trying to get a little bit of everyone. Oh, got a lot of cameras on today, which is so good. Oh, Liddy says she loves my hairdo. A couple people said they love my hairdo. I actually, as I was walking out of my bedroom to walk down here, my husband looked at me and he goes, wow, cute hairdo. He goes, it's sort of half of a Princess Leia. Because I don't know if you remember Princess Leia. She used to have the two buns up here. And it was the fastest thing to do today and still look neat on camera. Otherwise, my hair, with the rain and everything, it was looking a little wild. It's a little bit too wild, I would say, to get on here with all of you. Okay, so we are going to have an amazing gift today. And our gift to you today is we're going to give away an adaptive kit. Yes, we are. I'm going to open it up just so you know what it is. And if you haven't seen this, you can see it's kind of a cute little bag. If you go onto the blog, you can see some additional information and recommendations for the kits. And if you can't get the kit, we actually have a really cute recommendation for sort of like a makeup bag, like a Adopt kit that comes in 3 different colors. So if you were creating your own bag and you weren't able to find this one or couldn't purchase it for whatever reason, you can recommend it to your teams. It's relatively inexpensive, and then you can fill it with whatever products you want. But the key is to have the same size bag in 3 different colors. And this was kind of a cool one that you can find on Amazon, and you can click the link and you can find it. So this is the mini deodorant. As you can see, it's pretty small. About the size of my ear, more or less. And then we've got the Adaptiv Capsules, right? And we have a balance, a 15 milliliter balance. And what else do we have here? And we have an adaptive roll-on. So we've got the 4 items in the bag, and they're going to come obviously I'm holding this bag, so don't get crazy and say be looking for the bag tomorrow, because I won't have the bag tomorrow, but that's what we're going to be giving out. So for those of you who are on the live, stay tuned, because we're going to be giving this away in another few minutes. If you're not on the live, if you're on the recording, I'm going to be saying farewell to you for this week, and we'll see you all back here next week. And I hope you're on the live so you can actually win one of the prizes. So stay on, anyone who's on the live, and for everybody else, we'll talk to you real soon.